Do you like the forest? I made this especially for you, Pikachu, because I love you that much. Pikachu then said, was it really worth destroying this beautiful forest just for your own selfish desires? They have it with a comma. They should have it. They should have that end with a question mark and then capitalize the T in this. Let's continue. This is why I don't love you. This is why I don't love you. Froze our friends. Huh? Shouldn't it say, this is why I don't love you, period, then you froze our friends. You froze this forest. You tried to kill me. I hate you, Bunny, and I always will. Okay, this is just getting weirder and weirder. Okay, after the exclamation point, they ended with a period. You don't need the period there, Bubblehead. Note, I don't know how the anime coupling will turn out. This is my opinion, people. Okay. Bunny's heart then broke and filled with sadness and rage. Come on, Pachirisu, let's go, said Pikachu. I don't think so, said Bunny. I love the use of quotations, said Bunny. You broke my heart. You will never leave this forest alive. Starts laughing. Well, that's one way to win the guy's heart. Bunny then aimed her ice beam at Pikachu, who looked like he was doomed. But then he heard a loud burst of lightning. It was Pachirisu, who was pushing Bunny's ice beam right back at a while. That made no sense. Bunny then to freeze up. In her final words, she said, I hate you, Pikachu. She then froze then gave Pikachu a hand and... What? She then froze then gave Pikachu a hand and Pikachu said, what? That makes no sense! After I hate you, Pikachu, she then froze should end with a period, and then have it be that Pachirisu gave Pikachu a hand. That's what it should say, not this weird, she then froze to gave Pikachu a hand. In wrong version of the... Wrong ten... Let's continue. And Pikachu said, you saved me, but why? Okay, if but why is supposed to be part of that, then why is the quotation ending with you saved me? It should be ending with but why. Pachirisu then said, Pikachu, I got a confession to make. Pikachu then said, what is it? Pachirisu then turned around and blushed and said, I love you. And again, they're missing quotations. She then started to cry because she was so embarrassed about what she said. Pikachu then said, this is what you have been keeping from me all this time? Why colon? And where's the quotations? This person doesn't seem to know when... Oh, should I use quotations or should I not use quotations? Should I use a space or should I not use a space? Should I use a comma or should I use a colon? Make up your mind! Let's continue. Is that what you have been keeping from me this whole time? Yes, said Pachirisu. Again, they're missing a space, but at this point I don't care. Pikachu then said, again with the colon, and they're forgetting a space again, but why? Pachirisu said, this is getting ridiculous. It's like they got lazy and didn't want to put spaces or quotations. Because I was scared that if I told you, you wouldn't understand my Let's read that again. If I told you, you wouldn't understand my I do understand your feelings. I always have... Okay, why does it say you wouldn't understand mine and then saying I do understand? Is it supposed to be a deal that Pikachu's interrupting? Can't they make that known? Why are the two sentences merged? What the heck? Let's continue. Let's read it correctly. This is how it should be written. Pachirisu said, comma, quotations, because, and capitalize the B in because I was scared that if I told you, you wouldn't understand my, then have it break off, like with a dot 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 or a couple of dashes, end the quotation, and then have it say, Pikachu interrupts saying, I do understand your feelings. Period. I always have, and I have grown to liking you, but I thought you would have just laughed and said, Okay, instead of continuing the thought, it has colon, and then I'm assuming Pachirisu is supposed to be speaking, saying this. So all this time, we both liked one another? I guess so. Now it's just a huge blob. It's not even saying who the heck is talking anymore. Let's continue. I guess so. Said both kissed, got married, and always remembered why they still love each, even go... Okay, they're missing a word. It should say love each other. Even go to the spot where they first kissed every year. Okay? So Pachirisu and Pikachu had a son named Pachirisu, who shared his mother and father's traits and was an electric squirrel, and they lived happily ever after. This, my dear friends, is an example of a story with horrible, horrible, horrible grammar. This was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous, and as the story went on, I swear the author got really lazy. I mean, especially this last paragraph where, you know, their sentences are merged into one, and it comes to a point where you don't even know who's talking anymore because they're so merged. And then, like in the beginning of the story, you kept on having these, you know, parentheses. I'm assuming it's supposed to be the author's thoughts. I'm not sure, but you know what? This story was not that great. I mean, it's probably one of your typical love stories, and it probably would have made more sense if, gee, I don't know, the grammar was good. But guess what? The grammar wasn't good, so the story's not good at all. This is why you check your grammar, people. This was ridiculous. This is probably one of the worst stories I've ever read with bad grammar. It was ridiculous. It was laughable. It's to a point where you don't know what the hell's going on because the grammar's so bad. Jeez. Well, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it. You listen. Yeah. I really don't understand why I walk out of the room every time I do a review. I honestly don't.